Mic'd up, the stage is clear. She's going to give you some of her personal insights, but also just start that focus back on you as a carer. So again, I'm going to reiterate, you have permission to be selfish today. Just to look at yourself, what you need, that's going to have massive flow-on effects, as we all know. But as you're listening to Dee, that will then lead into our next group sessions, which we will shorten a little bit so that we can do some questions at the end. So we're not going to do questions straight after Dee's presentation. You're going to be on the tables talking and writing, and then we'll take a few questions at the end for that session, okay? So Dee has extensive experience, lived experience, but also extensive experience supporting people to actually get change done in the mental health space. So she can tell her own story better than I could. So give her a big hand to Dee.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. As I look out here, I get a sense of, I don't know, warmth and connection because you're my tribe. Okay, I'm a carer too. And I want to start my presentation off by just saying what a wanker has post-nominals after their name. See all those letters? That's me. And every time I see someone with all those letters, I go, seriously? Are you so significance-driven that you need all of that? I've left them up there for a very deliberate reason this afternoon, and that is to suggest to you, as carers, we should not give up on our own dreams, our own hopes, our own aspirations, and our own goals, okay? And I want to suggest to you, every single one of those goddamn things caused me pain, but they gave me pleasure. Now, I'm putting them up there just as a sort of a precursor to what we're going to be talking about this afternoon. And I want to start off with this, what's in a name? So in January 24, 1963, a little baby was delivered into the hospital in Melbourne, and they named her Deirdre Ann Bernadette Headley Smith. Do you think her parents were overcompensating from day one? They absolutely were. Now that's me. I'm known now as Dee, okay? Because I discovered, do you know what Deirdre stands for? Is there any other Deirdres in the room, by the way? Deirdre is the queen of sorrow. God damn it, I'm not doing that, okay? And so when I worked out that that's what that was, the queen of sorrow, I went, forget it. I'm not owning that label. And I want to talk to you a bit about what's in a name and what's in a label. And my dear friend Jackie Crow talks about labels belonging to jam jars. They don't belong to people, okay? So I want to start off with a basic premise, and I know you get this, because the reality is we've all shared so much together already. Now, I see this as almost our church. In a non-religious sort of way, please do not be offended when I use the term church, but a gathering place. A place for kindred spirits, a place for people who have travelled a road of similar experiences. And when I share something that I'd like you to participate in, is that okay straight after lunch when you're sort of sitting there and you're going, oh God, if someone puts up 5,000 PowerPoints, I will go into a coma. All right, I need your participation. Is that okay if you have a bit of participation? All right, so I love and have loved a man and have lost a man to suicide. And I want to hear anyone else out there that has loved or is loving a man who is challenged with their own challenges of mental illness. Have we got man lovers out there? Okay, now if you just love men generally, put your hand up as well. All right? That's okay. No one's judging here. Or do we, just a bit? Just want to hold that thought. All right, I have loved and I love a woman who has had very difficult life where she's had several suicide attempts. And I thank God she's still with us. Anyone else in that sort of situation? Loving a woman in your world. Okay? Put your hand up. And I love myself, not in a sort of really vain way, but I also succumbed to my own mental health challenges after exposure to trying to be everything to everyone for far too long and ended up unwell myself. And I've got to learn, I've got to love myself a bit here. Okay, so I'm putting it up there. I can't convince myself quite yet, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Have you loved or love a child in your life at the moment that you are supporting and caring for? Can we just keep the hands up if you've been a parent or a carer or a relative or a friend or have a relationship with a child that is under 18? So those caring for youth. Okay? Just take a look. Because some of us who've been doing it for a long time could scare the hell out of these people. Seriously? What about over 18 to 30? Put your hand up. Okay, take a look. What about 30 and beyond? Put your hand up. Okay, we have some roads travelled, do we not? Okay, in our gathering place that's here. I also have a child who has a severe mental illness, and I love her, love her, love her. There are days I haven't liked her much, but I love her, okay? What about a parent? Anyone sitting here that cares for a parent? Hand up. Okay? That's a whole different ball game too, isn't it? Now, have you noticed there's some people who've had their hands up more than once? Gets tricky sometimes, doesn't it? Balancing all of those things. What about a friend? Someone you're supporting at the moment who's a friend. So my point is, and I think I heard the point made this morning, because of the relationships that exist in the world that I am in, I freely choose to love people. There are days I feel more obligated. But I'm going to say I have free choice to be in these relationships, and in some cases, they didn't have a choice to be in the relationship with me. Okay? So we have free choice. Now, here's the interesting thing. Sometimes I love so much, I love, love, love so much, it scares me. And I live in a fear cloud almost at times because I'm so scared that I might lose them in my world. Have we got any hands in the air for that? Okay. And sometimes I love so much that there's nothing left in the tank for me. Not a skerrick. I will be more concerned about food in front of the people I love. Yep. Anyone else in that situation? Care, concern, connection with those that I love, that I forget about myself. And I hold myself up sometimes and go, girlfriend, it's been 3 days since you've had a shower, you stink. Get in the shower. Would I let someone else go 3 days without a shower? I don't think so, but I've done it. Okay, anyone else gone 3 days without a shower? Okay, if it's in the last 3 days, don't put your hand up. I love someone so much. I feel really scared that I'm going to get lost in amongst the mix, because my whole identity at particular periods in my life is about caring for other people, that I have not got a self-identity of my own anymore. I am completely consumed with the identity of being a carer. And that's a label. It's not what I am, okay? But it's what I'm doing. I get to the point where I'm a bit numb and I'm physically exhausted because I'm so goddamn tired. I'm tired. and I don't have any emotions left. Someone says, how are you? And you grunt at them. Ugh. How's so-and-so? And I'll go into a big thing about them. What about you? Who's looking after you? Oh, don't worry about me, I'm all right. I'm just a basket case, but I'm all right. Okay? Any other hands in the air for that moment and experience in life? But at the end of the day, I don't care what someone calls me. You can call me a label under a category and a criterion description. Mental health carer, the family member. It's the mother. Take a look at her, right? It's his wife, if you've seen her. It's the daughter. Issues. I don't care what you call me. At the end of the day, I've worked out a really simple formula. I'm just one human that wants to live in a human race with other humans and connect in a humanistic way with another person. I don't care if that's in a service. I don't care if that's with professionals. I don't care if that's with people that I would sometimes see as my worst nightmare. We are all humans needing to coexist together. And I guess that's what you want too. Is that a fair assumption? God, can we just get on? Can we get on? And one of the challenges we have as mental health carers is we're so busy sometimes demonising other people who don't get us that we forget to be human to them sometimes too. No, none of these people in this room. It's only me. It's only me that does that occasionally. But at the end of the day, I'm a wife and I'm a friend. At the end of the day, I'm a daughter and I'm a sister. At the end of the day, I'm a mother and a grandmother. And at the end of the day, I know something pretty damn sure. I am loved in return by those that I love. It is reciprocated. Would you agree with that? Okay, that's all there is to it. Not the end of my presentation, but that's all there is to it. All right, so I want to talk to you about some of the conversations I have with myself. See that face? That's not me. That's just a young little thing there. But here we go. I'm going to tell you about two people that I can become. The selfish self-dialogue and the selfless self-dialogue. So let's start with my selfish self-dialogue. It's the time in my caring experiences where I go, oh, stuff them. Stuff the lot of them. I've raised them. I've given birth to that child. I've been a daughter long enough. It's someone else's turn. Had enough. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And then the next one here is my selfless self-dialogue. It's okay. Continue doing everything to me. I don't care. I'll just be a doormat. And then I realise that there's something I've got to become, and that's this thing in the middle called Selffull. Have you heard of that term before? Selffull. I didn't make it up. It was given to me by a beautiful friend of mine who's since passed, and her name is Marie Ferrugia, and I have no screen. Is that off on purpose, Justin, because... Is it on that one? Not on that one? Okay. See that cool couple walking down the beach? That's who I want to be. See that person in the garden? Anyone else want to be gardening a bit more? I've got two Westies. How cool is it to find a picture? Who wants to be hanging out with their dogs and their animals more? Possibly more than people. Keep your hand up. Okay. What about going out and socialising with friends? What about doing a bit of shopping? What about a bit of travel? Well, we've got to become self-full. Self-full is not being selfish and it's not being selfless. It's if you can't fill yourself up to being self-full. So the questions I'm going to ask you as we close this off is, are you really the person you want to be, or have you become something, morphed into something because of the circumstance that you find yourself in? The next one here, and this is a provocative thing here, I have found myself at times so busy advocating and speaking on behalf of everyone I love in my world, they don't have a voice anymore because I'm too loud. Okay? And all of a sudden, they are there quiet, and someone goes, can you just be quiet, mum, wife, daughter? Let them speak for themselves. Can I see a brave person who put their hand up and go, I've probably done that too myself at times. Sometimes when you're in your selfless stage and someone says, have you got time to just speak at another thing or go to another meeting or whatever, and you go, I I haven't showered for 3 days, but for you, I'll go to a meeting. Okay? Sometimes we have to learn to say no as part of our care and our self-care to each other. Sometimes we need to have brave friends that will go, I'm going to give you some home truths, girlfriend. You're not that fun to be around right now. You're wearing a big pair of cranky pants. You're leaving this residue behind that's making us feel uncomfortable. Or you're making us worried about you. And we need to help you as well. We need to be open that we don't push people away who are brave enough to say to us, you need help. And here's my secrets. Who do you share your reality with? Because some of us want to hold a self-identity that is about keeping this mask on. Oh my God, how does she do it? They keep it so well together. No, they are falling apart behind the scenes. Who do I share that with and when do I share it? What about the fact that you're not feeling so good to yourself? When do you go, oh God, I probably should see a GP? I don't know my numbers. I know that person's numbers off the top of my head. I don't know my own numbers, okay? I find myself in conflict with other people I love by protecting those that are not well enough, in my mind, to speak for themselves. When in case, it could have just been a human dynamic, they can have the conversation. If it gets fiery, it'll get fiery. I don't have to protect everyone from having difficult conversations with each other every day of the week. Anyone else been a protector of conversations? It's exhausting, isn't it? When you go, I can't do it, can't do this anymore. If someone offers me another bus trip with another group of carers, God bless us all, right? To go and see some flowers in a garden. No, I'm not going. And what if I become well? Now, here's your mindfulness and kindfulness stuff. In my mind, you can shove the kale, you can shove quinoa, and you can shove the kombucha-y stuff they're drinking these days. I don't need some do-gooder to say to me, are you taking good care of your nutrition, love? I'm finding food in the fridge some days. That's about as good as it's getting. I don't want kumbaya singing circles. You know, that's some people's things. It's not my thing at all right? But here's some things that could help me. Help me to stop the noises in my head, the questions in my head, the chattering in my head that goes on all the time. Help me to be kind to myself. And also remind me that that's not a prescription, vodka, Valium and venting. But it sort of has a good outcome for me on days. Anyway, the reality is you've got one life and it is now and it is happening today. And do you value your life as much as you are putting the value on other people's lives? Are you living in a way that you want to live? And if not, what's stopping you? And if I hear one more carer say to me, oh, well, you don't know, my situation's different. We've all got tough situations. We've all got tough situations, but you do not need to sacrifice everything about them. There's a lot you get out of caring, is there not? You go to places that you never thought you could go. Don't give me emotional intelligence training. We've got PhDs in emotional intelligence training, all right? We need to stay grateful. We need to stay graceful. And I want you to do one quick activity, just going to go very quickly. I want you to find a piece of paper in front of you. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Find a piece of paper. As we go through this, you can say it out loud or you can write it down. It's absolutely fine. It's the last thing I'm going to ask of you. I want you to identify your name. So you might say, I am Dee, and I need a good night's sleep. All right, so as we go through this, could you just write down what you need or say it out loud? Someone around you might gift you that gift. All right, here we go. So I am, put your name out there, say it out loud. I am. Write down what you need. Got it? Ready for the next one? I am Dee, or your name. And what are you worthy of? Write it down. I am, and I could let go of what? Control issues. Perfectionism. I am, your name, and what would you love to do if you could? What would you love to do if you could? And then what are you going to do? Commit today to do something that is mindful and kindful to you. By the way, you can't be in mindfulness if you're not in kindfulness. They're a couple of groovy words together, aren't they? And your name, I am, and this is my life too. One life, here now. What do you want it from your life? And that's it for me. Here's the prescription. Keep loving, because it's healing.
Can I get you to give Dee another huge hand? Straight after lunch is never an easy slot, and at the end of that, all of you were just down writing. Awesome. Now, the way Dee's presented that means I can shave time, so I am forever grateful. I'm going to give you guys one question, because she's actually done the first part already of what we were going to get you to do on the groups. You've just got 4 or 5 things that you need or you want to do. A sleep, a coffee, a break, a holiday, someone else, a grump day, whatever you want to call it. What I want you to do on your tables with your facilitators is I want you to tell everybody on the table what your thing is, just one of them that you've written down, whichever one you're comfy with. And then I want you to tell the table, and I want you to make notes, facilitators, on how you're going to get that. And not how you're going to get it next year, how you're going to get it next week. Now look at the faces of all the carers who just went, what? Because we like putting things over the horizon somewhere on the other side of the world. I'm giving you a week, because then Dee's coming round to find you. Okay? You've got 1 week to work out how you're going to do one of the things on your sticky note. Just one, not all of them. It might only be a little step towards it. It might be half a cup of coffee, not a full cup. It might be a movie on Netflix, not a movie in a cinema. Got the idea? We're going to spend 5 minutes on this only. So, quick feedback on your table, what it is that you're going to do for you, so you vocalise it, and facilitators are writing it, and how you're going to do it. Now that might be an honesty statement, it might be an accountability statement. Dee gave you a whole bunch of options of that good friend who just says, geez, you stink. Any of those options are available, or anything else you come up with, but I want you to come up with something that will get you to what you want. Go for it.